Something's going to happen tonight. I don't know what, but you can feel the tension and excitement in the cold air. The streets of Boston, normally quiet on a winter evening, are crowded with people. Some are milling about, others are in small groups arguing among themselves, and still others are shouting anti-British slogans. Relations between England and the American colonies have been strained lately, and I hear people actually talking about revolution. Some say they're ready to fight for liberty. Wait, here comes a man. Let's ask him what's going on. Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes, what is it?
I wonder, sir, if you could tell me what's going on tonight.
Who are you?
I'm the narrator.
Oh, well, I'm in something of a rush.
I wonder if you could tell me what's going on here tonight.
Where?
Here on Tremont Street, Boston, Massachusetts. What's your name, sir?
My name? Smith. Mr. Smith.
I won't keep you, Mr. Smith, but could you tell me why these people are so angry?
I would love to stay and talk, but I'm late for a meeting.
A meeting? A political meeting? Are you a member of the Sons of Liberty?
Sons of Liberty? Never heard of them. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Excuse me, sir, but I wonder if you could tell me what's happening tonight.
Who are you?
I'm the narrator.
Oh, how do you do? I'm Mr. Smith.
Smith? There are a lot of Smiths in Boston.
As narrator, aren't you supposed to know everything?
There are many different kinds of narrators.
Haven't you heard of the tea tax?
I've heard of it, bud.
The British are trying to punish us as though we were rude children. Well, we'll show. Oh, the tea tax. Yes, we were talking about the tea tax. Last summer, England passed the Tea Act. It gave the East India Company, a trade company, the right to determine who could sell tea in the colonies and who couldn't. Only those who protest loyalty to the crown can sell tea. Since 1 million of the colonists drank tea twice a day, that amounts to a lot of money. But that's not the main point. The main point is, if Parliament can control who sells tea, they can control who sells anything in the colonies.
Then, Mr. Smith, sir, do you advocate a complete break with England?
A complete break? Independence? Why, that would be treason. We're honorable people. England will come to her senses. We can work out our differences in an agreeable manner.
I understand the Sons of Liberty are meeting tonight. Did you know anything about that?
The Sons of Liberty? Oh, let me see. Sounds familiar. Yes, isn't it the Naturalists Club? They study birds, I believe, and butterflies.
Actually, I believe it's a political organization.
Politics? Oh, I don't follow politics. I'm merely a tea merchant.
Tea, but sir, didn't you just say that the tea tax was tyranny?
Oh, please excuse me. I have an appointment with my blacksmith.
Bloody redcoats.
Get off our shores!
They're worse than Egyptian tyrants.
Let's tag along behind Mr. Smith and see if we can learn anything more.
What's this? A printer shop. Ethan Gill's printing office. I hear raised voices from upstairs inside. Let's see if we can...
I'm sorry, but this is a private meeting. With all respect, you may not enter here.
I'm the narrator, and I was wondering if the Sons of Liberty were meeting here.
The Sons of Liberty were printers. We're discussing ink.
What is your name, sir?
Jones, Mr. Jones. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Down with the king. Down with England.
Let's see if we can get the British viewpoint from Governor Hutchinson. The governor's residence is down this way, toward the harbor. Only a 5-minute walk. Wait, there are a couple of British soldiers over there in the shadows. Let's get their perspective. Good evening, officers.
Here now, we don't want no trouble.
No trouble. I'd like to ask your opinion on the tea tax.
Our opinion? You want our opinion?
Why, yes.
I don't think anybody ever asked our opinion on anything.
We're not officers, we're just common soldiers. Who are you?
I'm the narrator.
And you want to know what we think of the tea tax? Well, we think it's unfair.
That's right, but it's not really about tax or tea, is it, sir? We've been mulling it over. Look at it like this. These colonists already pay taxes. It's not like they're saying they won't pay any taxes at all.
But the colonists have been acting uppity-like, saying they shouldn't be taxed if they don't have a vote on it in Parliament.
You didn't hear this from me, but we agree with that. But the colonists, they're dreaming. If they think King George is going to let them tell him what to do.
Duck.
They're starting to throw stuff.
Tell me, gentlemen, what are your orders?
Our orders? Do nothing.
Avoid trouble no matter what.
Trouble is, if it comes down to violence, we're going to have to shoot these people even if we agree with them. Nobody's going to ask our opinions on it.
Excuse us, we better move along.
Well, let's go on to Governor Hutchinson's house and hear what he has to say.
First of all, I do not represent the British viewpoint as you put it. I'm a Massachusetts man. I have steadfastly opposed the sterner measures taken by the Crown thus far, but you must remember one fact. We are all Englishmen, and as such we are subject to the laws of Parliament and the Crown. If we do not like those laws, then we may petition Parliament with our grievances, but in the meantime we must abide by them.
Some colonists say they should not be taxed by Parliament since they have no leader to represent them in Parliament. No taxation without representation is how they put it. The Sons of Liberty are saying that taxation without representation is tyranny.
The Sons of Liberty? Don't talk to me about the Sons of Liberty. They're radicals. Look out there. Look at that mob. We have mobs on the streets of Boston, and they've been incited by the rabble-rousing talk of men like Samuel Adams, Josiah Quincy, and Thomas Paine. They're radicals. Every one of those Sons of Liberty. Their cause is treason.
Don't the colonists have the right to?
I'll tell you about rights. It's really quite simple. It boils down to this. We as Americans have no rights other than those that the King and Parliament choose to recognize. Do you know what those Sons of Liberty want me to do? I'll tell you. They've demanded that I send those 3 tea ships anchored in the harbor back to England. They demand that I do this as a protest against the Tea Act.
Are you going to do it?
I most assuredly am not. Those ships have already cleared customs. It would be against the law to make them leave now. British law. Now, if you excuse me, I have work to do even at this late hour. There's a mob on my streets.
Are we going to sit here and do nothing?
No! Nay!
Are you going to sit by the tyrant, help, insult on injury?
No!
Nay.
So, no? Then what do we do? Talk? Discuss? Debate?
No!
We'll act.
We'll act this very night.
Do you know what they say about us to the south? In Charleston, where patriots are, will the try and tea into the damp warehouse and let it rot. They say the Bostonese are better at resolving what to do than doing what they resolve.
The time for talk is past.
What do you say, Samuel Adams?
You all know me, do you not? I am that same Sam Adams who opposed tyranny and loved liberty. I say this, Mr. Quincy and I have sent a demand to Governor Hutchinson. It is a simple demand. It says, return those tea ships to England. We are committed to this demand. However, we must wait until the governor replies. But know this, if we act, the tyrant will call our actions treason, and he will react accordingly.
Sam, the messenger has just come from the governor's residence.
Governor Hutchinson says he will not return the tea ships to England.
Did he say nothing else?
Nothing.
Gentlemen, this meeting can do nothing further to save the country.
What's this? Indians? Mohawk Indians coming from the print shop? That couldn't be. They're carrying clubs and tomahawks, and they're white men in disguise. They darken their faces with soot. They're hurrying down Sherman Street. Something is going to happen. Sir, what's going on here?
Step aside. We don't have time to talk now.
But why are you dressed like that?
We're going to see how the king's tea mixes with salt water.
What? Saltwater? You mean, wait, other men disguised are joining from the side streets. They're heading for the harbor. I wonder, sir, excuse me, sir, do you intend to attack the tea ships?
We're unarmed, as you can see.
But you have hatchets and clubs.
We mean no harm to any man.
We mean harm to George's tea.
They're running now. I'll try to keep up. Oh no, there's an armed sentry at the head of Griffith's Wharf, and he's leveled his musket. Is there going to be violence?
Halt, who are you, men? What do you want?
We want nothing from you.
We ask you for you to step aside. We want no bloodshed, but as you can see, you are far outnumbered. Please step aside.
Everyone is tense. What's going to happen? Wait, the sentry has lowered his rifle. He's letting the men pass. Now they're boarding the ship. They actually need to do this. There's another sentry on deck.
Halt, you may not board here. A good evening to you, sir. As you can plainly see, you are outnumbered, and since we mean you no harm, we request you lower your musket and let us get on with our business.
Your business is treason, sir.
So it is, but we'll conduct it.
If you damage the ship, my captain will not go easy on me.
Sir, if I had time, I'd polish your binnacle.
They're all going aboard now. I think I know what they're going to do. Yes, they're throwing bales of tea over the side into the harbor. They're sweeping the next clean. It's a strange sight this morning in Boston. The king's ship seized by men dressed as Mohawks. I can see them on deck outlined against the pale winter moon. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Sons of Liberty are climbing back to Griffith's Wharf and dispersing in all directions. There's war, and in it the colonists win their independence, that we will have witnessed history in the making. In any case, King George cannot ignore this affront. Something will surely happen now, but only time will tell its outcome.